Hello world, and welcome to the SP 500, and we'll also look at the NASDAQ and a couple of stocks. So on the weekly chart here, as you know, we're looking for wave 4 here, either up to wave 1 here, or up to wave 5 here. We'll resolve that once this move here starts to unfold. We'll also consider stocks as well. We might be able to work out an answer for that at that time, but I won't concern myself with it just yet. One of the things is that from this low to this high, whichever one of this is going to be, we're looking for 5 waves. We're looking at that as wave 3. This is wave 4 here, and we're looking for 5 waves up to the top here. Now we've got 5 waves here already in this little move here, right? So there is, why can't that be the top of wave 5 here as wave 3, ABC, 4 for 4, and then 5 to here? Well, when I look at stocks, just using one as an example, this is Amazon here, and it's just a tick chart. I can see that this move here is corrective. I can see that this move here is corrective. And then we've got our 5 waves down here, 4 waves C here. And it may even get more corrective over here. But the main takeaway here is that this move here is bullish corrective, and it needs to make a new high above here. And it hasn't done that yet. So that means that this market is going to end up higher. So that means that the NASDAQ will end up higher, and then this market. So there's more of a bias to have this as wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. Okay, let's go in and check on that. So on the daily chart here, from this wave 4, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. And then we're looking for those 5 waves to the upside here. So those 5 waves to the upside, we've got wave 1 in place here, and we're sort of nearly halfway through this pullback through here. So that's what we'll be looking at today. But this is going to be very exciting, because once that comes into place here, then we'll see a move up, possibly to the 4,000, maybe a tad before that, maybe a tad after it. Along the way here, the levels that we've got are, well, between 3,000, which is a major trading level, and 4,000, which is a medium trading level. We've got our minor levels, so we've got 1, 2, and 3, which is makes up minor group 1, and then the midpoint here at the 500. That's where we're working with at the moment through here. Has that become the tested support just yet? No, not really, but it will do in this space here. So that number there, the 3,500, will be a catalyst for the next leg up. And then from the midpoint, as I call it, number 5, then we've got number 8 here, which is also includes, well, it's part of group 2 here, which is 65, 72, and 80, as I call it. So breaking that problem down in that space into 3 groups: group 1, the midpoint, and group 2 here. So our focus today is the top of wave 1 to wave 2 here. I don't know if the 4-hour will give us a little bit of structure here. So we've got our wave 1 to the upside, we've got our wave A, our wave B, which you can see that's in progress here, and then we'll look for wave C to the downside. Normally in a correction as well, is that when the market moves up, the A wave is normally sharp, then the B wave, and then the C wave is more of an angle. So the more of an angle the C wave is, the stronger it is. Okay, so it's just kind of a good little personality indicator on that. I mean, if it was sharper than wave A, then there would be flags up at that point, right? But we could sort of look at it like this, a bit more of an angle, so to speak. Let's go in and have a closer look at this on the 1-hour chart and then the tick chart. Did I look at, while we're on the hourly chart, I'll just bring across the NASDAQ. This is a NASDAQ 100, the 1-hour chart. I won't go into a lot of detail here, but we've got wave A down, and then we were looking for wave B to pull back to the 50-60% mark, and then we'll look for wave C down here. as people have noted, it's already pulled back down to the 61.8% mark here, so that kind of, you know, leaves a bit of a head scratch. So, but still, we just need to track this through here. So once this is completed here, and I'd imagine that's going to be pretty soon, up from up here somewhere, we'll look for 5 waves to the downside. Probably some sort of double bottom, and then we'll sort of go up from that point. If I've made a mistake here, then if the market finds a nice tested support on the 12,000, then we'll have to look at be going long from that point. We've also been looking at Google as well, so I'll just have a quick look at that. Just move this chart back across. This one over here. So as you know, with Google, it's been a bit of a leader to the upside. It really helped us, you know, different stocks can lead at different times, but if one is leading, well, then we can use it, and if it's not leading, we don't use it. So in this case, we've noted this as a ABC for wave 4 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1 and 2 here, and then moving up through here as 1 and 2 here. A nice impulse wave here for either wave 3 or wave 1 here. But the main point here is that we've got this move down. That looks like the high there, doesn't it? I'm just thinking that looks like a nice 1 and 2. Oh, that's even 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. I've got to figure out, that looks like, oh, that looks like the top there because that's in 5 waves and that's in 3 waves. So we can put that here. That could also be wave 1. I need to look at that a bit closely, but I think we just call it in as the A wave here, and it's quite close to its B wave here. We've caught a long trade on this, so we're just going to hold through this here. Do we have another move up? I mean, that's in 3 waves, so that's kind of cool because that tells me that it's corrective. So we can look at that as the A wave, the B wave, or we could even just look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that seems to have 5 there as well. Okay, another head scratcher. So we can have another push up here by the looks of it. Just wondering, I can't figure that out. We're on 5 ticks here, but I still can't figure that out. I'm just wondering if that's wave 4, but any move back below down here, then we're definitely coming down at that point. Otherwise, we'll see one more little move to the upside. In fact, you could probably short it under these lows here, but I think there could be one more little push. We'll see. Anyway, I just wanted to. We've been tracking that, so yeah, I'll just keep that there. The way we'll come back to the S&P here, and we'll just take a dive in. So we'll go to the hourly chart. So on the hourly chart here, we can look at. I had this. I had this as wave A here, or a green wave A here on this low here, and it still may be the case. But when I looked at the futures market, it counted down quite nicely as wave 5 to this point here. So then we can look at this as an A and a B and a C wave moving up into the 50, well, the 3600 would be the go here. And like I say, as an A and a B and a C wave coming down through here. And then once, you know, if you can count the 5 waves down, well, then you can buy at the low here. If you can't do that and you see the markets, you know, travel down, say, to the 3450, it can go lower to the 3400. But if it comes down to, say, the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree or the 3450 area, it's down here somewhere, and then it finds support back over here on the 3500 with a classic trading levels pattern, which will be like this. So if that's the 3500 and we've traded down to the 3450, somewhere down in that space, and then you see it getting support over here, well, then you go long from that point. Okay, so we can just draw a green line here somewhere. For there, and yeah, and just remember that this move up through here as well, it could do a few things here, but if you can count the first 5 waves, then that's always very helpful, isn't it? So you can work the pullback. But at the beginning of the trend, if you just use, very small amounts so you can handle the heat. If something pulls back 80% of that trend, you need to be able to handle that because the money's in the trend, and if you can build into it early, that's fantastic. But not everybody, but generally we tend to overtrade. We get a bit excited and so on and so on. So we get burnt. So the other point here too, I guess, is what about if I'm wrong here? So if I'm wrong here, this market will come up here somewhere. It will react from here, and then it will push up and it will make the first high above the level. You don't want to be trading long into that space. If you're long already, well then that's fine. But as a new long trade, you would want to wait for the ABC pattern here in 3 waves, and then start to look to go long in these areas here, on these highs here, if they're breached over that side. And it's kind of good to know that too, because let's just say that you're short and you never got out or something, and you're looking to where to get a stop. Well, then you can use these as this method as the stops as well, and you can do that on any level. So you can really play it out until you're actually, being proven wrong right to the point, rather than making it emotional. But you can only do these things if you haven't overtraded. Okay, so down for Thursday and up for Friday and Monday. That's what we're looking at. We want to build in on the 35 area here. You can also build in lower here if that's the case. If I'm wrong, which often occurs, then this is finding tested support on the 61.8% mark would be the catalyst to go long there as well. But once again, just look to have smaller trades here and then always gravitate over to the closest largest number. So we've got 50 here. So you can add on top of that once that becomes the support, and then further up on that point. Let's just go into the tick chart and just pull this apart for a moment. So yeah, I won't bring my futures chart up, but 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the 3rd wave, 4th wave and 5th wave, an A wave, B wave, and then looking at this going up here to the C wave. Now there's some of this I understand and some of it I don't understand. So wave 1 is cool, I can see that, and 2 here, but all of this is a little bit of a mess here for me. So I haven't spent a lot of time on it, so I was thinking that even in this space here, it looks like we've got some sort of 1 and 2 here. Definitely got wave 3 in here, and we can have wave 4 here, so we can have another little push up here. So I don't think there's much more to go in this here, so we can see this fold over. If you wanted to short this into the C wave, then you need this number here. We're in group 2 here, so group 2 is 65, 72 and 80. So next time around, right, or you could probably just draw a trend line through there, doesn't really matter, but the next time the 72 here is the resistance, a small position to the downside with a classic trading levels pattern upside down. So we can look at it like that. You can stop the video and have a look at those in a moment. The other one is like this, that's the variation, and that should do the trick at that particular point in time. It's just getting your head around, going long and going short, and the patterns and those sort of things, just bit like driving on the other side of the road in another country. But yeah, the 72 here as the resistance would be the the starting of it, and then looking to add under the 65, adding under the 50 here. There will be a bounce off the 50, there will be a strong bounce off the 30 here, and so on. So it's just good practice anyway, in shorting very small amounts, just to get a feel for how the levels work and where you should be moving and grooving. On that note, I will exit, and thank you. Cheers.